Ahoy there, landlubbers! I'm Paula Deen, and today we're going boating on the beautiful South Georgia Intercoastal Waterway. I'm so thrilled because where there's boating, there's a picnicking. So first I'll show you how to make salty boiled peanuts. You can eat them hot or eat them cold. And next in my basket, pineapple and cheese bread that your skipper will want to nibble on all day. Then the perfect southern fried chicken you'll ever want to eat. And finally, this quick and easy Asian-style salad with just the right crunch. So batten the hatches and join me and my captain for a day on the water. Hey y'all, today's show is going to be action-packed, and we're running here and running there, and I've got a great surprise for you. Probably the best thing about living in Savannah is we're located on the Atlantic Ocean, and that allows us to do one of the neatest things in the whole world, and that's deep sea fishing. And I only go out with one captain, and that's Captain Judy. She can put me on the fish every time. I tell you, if you don't catch a fish, you know they're dead, because she's gonna find them. But Captain Judy won't let me on that boat if I don't have two things, and that's the Lady and Son's fried chicken and Becky Polk's peanuts. So we're going to get them. Becky and I have been big buddies for years, and I always go to her when I'm buying my fresh produce. And the best part is that she always has a batch of boiled peanuts ready for me to snack on while I'm shopping. Becky!
Hey, Paula.
Hey, girl.
What are you doing?
How you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing good.
I am fixing to go out on the boat with Captain Judy. There's two things that I have to have before she lets me on the boat. You know what the first one is.
I know what it is.
It's fried chicken. But the second one is your boiled peanuts.
I've got those. This is this year's green peanut crop.
What kind are they?
They're Valencias, the little red skins. That's the most popular. Most people like that.
That's your favorite?
That's my favorite. Paula, how many of these did you want to take?
What do you think about 5 pounds, Becky?
Probably 5 pounds.
That'll last a day on the boat, won't it?
Yeah.
Because hopefully we're going to be so busy fishing.
Think that's enough?
I don't know. How about another scoop right down there?
Scoop.
Yeah, because I got a pretty big pot.
Now, we've got some already cooked. You want to take some of those?
Oh, my gracious. You know.
Can eat those while these are cooking.
You know
that's
I
the secret.
I can't resist that all.
Okay. Here, Paula.
Oh.
This is the peanuts right out of the pot.
They're still steaming, aren't they?
How are they? Tell me how we did.
Nobody cooks a peanut like Becky Polk. Thank
fun.
you so much, darling. I wish you could go with me.
I wish I could too. I got to stay here and sell peanuts.
There you go. Hey, we're getting those boiled peanuts ready for our boat trip. And boiled peanuts are so simple. You start with a green peanut, which we have, and we're gonna really, really salt our water. When you think you've got it too salty, it's probably just perfect. So we're gonna just dump these peanuts in there and let them cook away while we're getting the rest of our things ready. And you want your peanuts covered in water. And put the lid on and let them cook for, gosh, you can start testing them at the end of an hour. But I usually will cook mine for 2 to 3 hours because we like ours nice and soft. Now I'm going to show you something that's simple as pie. We're going to make a pineapple bread that is so good with the fried chicken that we're going to be doing in a little while. And this is just self-rising flour. We're going to sift. We're going to stir our sugar in. All right, we're going to break 2 eggs and beat them up. We're going to add our pineapple along with its syrup, 2 tablespoons of oil, just mix that up together. We're going to do about a half a teaspoon of pineapple extract, and we're going to take a half a cup of just a regular grated cheddar cheese. And we're going to toss that into the flour and sugar mixture along with about a half a cup of walnuts. So we've got all of our dry ingredients now, and we're just going to stir our wet into our dry. Now if it feels a little dry to you, you can just add a little bit more pineapple juice. And you see we've got a fairly thick batter here. And we're going to put this into a prepared pan. And we're just gonna dump that batter into our loaf pan, and we're gonna bake this in a 350-degree preheated oven. And we're gonna be eating like crazy when we finally get on that boat. I told Captain Judy, when I'm out there with her 40 miles out in that Atlantic Ocean, you can't see land, and that boat's rocking, and Captain Allie is baiting your hook, and Motown is just blaring through the speakers, and I'm pulling up fish just as quick as I can drop my hook. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. So I can't hardly wait. I just can't hardly sleep the night before I know I'm going out with the captain. And while that's cooking, I'm going to give my peanuts a quick stir. Now this morning, I whipped up another loaf of pineapple bread, and it's cooling right over here. Our bread is totally cooled. I had the nicest breeze this morning in my kitchen door, and it's totally chilled, and we're ready to taste it. So come on over. Look, what a nice bread. Oh, I can't hardly wait to sample this. It's so, so good. And next, I'm going to show you my passport to getting on Captain Judy's boat, the world-famous Lady and Sons fried chicken. So y'all stick around.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Hi, I'm adding just a little bit more water to our peanuts. These don't need much attention, but you do want to turn around and just check your pot because your water will evaporate, and you want to stir them so that every one of those peanuts are going to have their turn down there in that pot of salty water. But they're just doing great. So we're just going to let them continue to cook. And now for the Lady and Sons famous fried chicken recipe. Naturally, you always want to start with a nice, clean chicken. And my grandmother Paula always taught me to season my chicken earlier in the day and put it in the refrigerator. So I've already started on this, and I'm going to take this chicken right here, and this is just the salt, the pepper, and the garlic. And this is a good seasoning salt right here. And don't be shy. So I'm going to take our chicken and put it in a wet bath, which is eggs, a little water. This is one of the ways that my grandmother fried chicken. She actually had a couple of ways. But when we started frying, we just found that it needed a little kick, a little something extra. And it didn't take us long to find that extra. And that's hot sauce. This is Texas Pete hot sauce. You can use any good hot sauce, any kind of Louisiana hot sauce. And don't be shy with it either. We're going to probably wind up with about a half a cup. It's going to be nice and orange. Look at that bottle and you'll see how much hot sauce I've used. So don't be afraid that you're going to burn your family up, because you're really not. That hot sauce will give it a nice flavor, but the heat will actually cook out. There's a story that I've heard since I was a very little girl that my grandmother was in the restaurant business. She made my grandfather his first dollar with her good cooking. And it was located on US 19. And of course, back in the 50s, to get anywhere, you had to get on US 19. So we got a lot of visitors there at the restaurant. And one day, this man came in to eat, and he had a goatee, a white goatee, had a little cane, and his name, as we found out later, was Colonel Sanders. Now, I don't know if he was out there scouting my grandma's chicken or not, but his chicken reminded me very, very much of my grandmother's, because another way that she cooked it, and she cooked it that way very often, she would put the pot on the stove, get the grease hot, fry it, then pour some of the grease off and cover it with a lid so that she had this wonderful steamed soft chicken, which we all know is the way Colonel Sanders' chicken started out. And when you're frying your chicken, remember to start with your dark meat, because those are the pieces that contain all the blood from the chicken. So they take longer to cook. And let's go over here and check our temperature. And we're at about 375 now, and I like to fry it on 350, but by the time we add our chicken, the coldness from the chicken is going to drop our temperature, so I think we're totally safe. And as I've told you before, I only use peanut oil, which has a high resistance to burning, so we're going to be fine. So we're going to start now with our dark pieces of chicken, which are your legs and your thighs. We're on our way, kiddos. One of my favorite jobs at the restaurant is frying chicken. Somebody came in the other day and I ran out to speak to them and I had my apron on and I had flour on my face and they said, "Paula, do you actually still work in the kitchen?" And I said, "Well, you know, I just can't stay away from that chicken pot. I love frying chicken." So see, we're already down to about 340 degrees now. So we're right on target with our temperature. So we're going to cook our dark meat for about 14 to 15 minutes, and our white meat will probably cook 9 to 10 minutes. It really depends on the size of your chicken, though. Oh, look how beautiful, guys. You'll know when your chicken is done when it begins to float. And you can see ours is all still at the bottom right now, so we know that the time hadn't passed and our chicken is not done, but it's starting to get that beautiful brown color that comes from all of our seasonings and that great hot sauce. We've got perfect fried chicken. You can see how the wetness of the eggs and the hot sauce and the water made that flour stick to our chicken so nice. Nice and crispy. I think this fried chicken's gonna get me on that boat today. There's only one thing missing now from this meal, and that's my Chinese salad. And that's what we're gonna be doing next, so you stick around.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
Our boiled peanuts are rocking right along nicely. And in a few minutes, I'm gonna start sampling them to see if they're soft enough. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make our Chinese salad. And you know, even for boat day, I like to have a balanced meal. Now we're gonna have a nice green vegetable, because I like to have something on the boat for everybody. We're starting with just a ramen noodle, and we're gonna crush them up, and we're gonna use 2 packs. And inside you will find a little Oriental seasoning pack that we're going to put over here to the side, and we're going to use that in a few minutes in the dressing. All right, we've about got these broken up. And we're going to add to them just sliced almonds and one of my favorites, sesame seeds. And we're going to just run this into the broiler. We're not going to bake it, but we're going to broil it. And you'll have to be very, very careful because this requires attention from you, because this can burn easily using the above heat element of your stove. So we're just going to pop that in the oven. And this will only take a couple of minutes. And while those are broiling, I'm going to come over here. Now, in the salad today, I'm using Napa cabbage. And you just want to gently tare it. Any of your cabbages or your lettuce, anything from those families, you never want to twist them and bruise them. You want to very gently tare them. Now at this point, I would have my cabbage, and I'll have my ramen noodles along with the sesame seeds and the almonds. I would package it up for the boat separately. And when we get on the boat, right before we're ready to serve lunch, I would toss it all together. But today I want to show y'all the finished product, so I'm going to do it all the way. Now our dressing is very, very simple. It's just vegetable oil, white vinegar, about a half a teaspoon of salt, sugar, and you can see that these components are going to make like a marinade. You see there's no mayonnaise in it. And those little Oriental seasoning packs that came in your ramen noodles, we're gonna toss into our liquid. We're just gonna seal our jar up and give it a shake. And just to make sure that my seal is good, I'm gonna cover it with a rag. So if it's leaking, I won't get it all over me. But you can see what the seasoning pack, how it's changing the color. I have our noodles and almonds that I would pack separately. And to complete our salad, I'm gonna just snip up some green onions or spring onions, or some people even call them scallions, I think. And kitchen scissors make a great way to cut up your onions. But I can tell y'all one thing, all is truly right with the world today. The sun's shining, the dogs are barking, I've got fried chicken, and I'm going fishing. And you can see that didn't take but about 2 minutes for our noodles. Now that they've crisped up in the oven, I'm gonna just kind of break them up a little bit more. And we're almost there. This is gonna be so nice. You're gonna have the crispness from the nuts and the noodles, and it just makes a wonderful combination. Smells delicious. Looks like a caramel sauce, doesn't it? All right, that takes care of a salad, and I'm gonna step over here and taste one of these peanuts, and hopefully they're very, very close to being ready. They're taking on a different color. You can see that they're not the same color as when we started. Let's pop it open and see what we've got. Oh, if it's not ready yet, it's very, very close. They're not quite ready. They've still got a little crunch to them, and you want your boiled peanuts soft, but those are very, very close. By the time I get through pulling everything together and get ready to get on the boat, they'll be ready. So y'all stick around.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Our peanuts are ready now. So I'm just gonna drain these in a colander. And as I was telling you earlier, when I went to put the peanuts on, had I missed with the salt, I would just cut the stove off, add more salt, put the lid on, and let them soak until they had reached their peakness in saltiness. Now, if I had put too much, all I would do was drain that water off, cover them with fresh water, and let them sit. So it's very easy to correct if you miss when they're just piping hot. They're delicious. They're good and salty, just the way I like a boiled peanut. And as I was telling y'all earlier, I don't use anything but peanut oil for my chicken, but that doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing. Peanut oil is a little bit more pricier than a corn, a vegetable, or even a solid shortening, and you can use any of those. Some people are allergic to peanuts, so you'll want to shy away from the peanut oil for that reason. And in making our salad, you'll want to be very, very careful when you're browning your seeds, because if you get them too brown, it'll make them bitter and it will just ruin your salad. So be very, very careful when you're toasting them. And these are just right for our salad. All right, at last I have everything ready for our fishing trip. I have our boiled peanuts, pineapple cheese bread, our Chinese salad, and the treasured fried chicken. And we're ready to go.
Fishing, that is. I can't wait to share my chicken and peanuts with Captain Judy. I know we're going to have so much fun on our boat today.
Hey, Captain!
Hey, Paula. How are you doing?
Fine, how are you doing?
Before you get on board, I hope you've got your fried chicken.
You know I got it,
Oh,
baby.
man, I can't
wouldn't
wait.
even walk towards this boat without fried
You
chicken.
know better, too, don't you?
How are you?
Fine, how are you? I'm so glad that you could come today.
Oh, God, you know how I feel about getting on your boat?
Oh, let me have that.
You're the only captain I'd go with.
Oh, and it smells good.
Doesn't it smell yummy? It's still warm.
Captain Judy and I had such fun today, laughing and eating and fishing. And if y'all are ever in Savannah, maybe you can give her a call and go too. So as always, America, best dishes from my picnic basket to yours.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.